Hello and welcome to AFL Riverina TV. I'm Lauren Markham. Thanks for joining us for our final Farrer League show as we look ahead to Grand Final Day. East Wagga are back for the third year in a row and face their third different opponent. This time it's Coleambally, who are into their first grand final since joining the Farrer League 6 years ago. In reserve grade, the Hawks will defend their flag against North Wagga, while the Saints take on Mara in the under-17s, that game kicking off the day at 9:30am. Coleambally scraped into the decider after an epic preliminary final decided in Golden Point. It was an amazing fourth quarter comeback from Collie to get back into the game. And the Jets were rueing the fact they didn't take their chances at the end and the decision to pay a mark to the Blues when the Jets thought they'd kicked the winner. But Coleambally are there and will play the Hawks for the third time in 5 weeks.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you get to a grand final. You know, at the end of the day, the two sides that play in a grand final are two good footy sides. So how you get there, whether it's in an extra time for Collie or whether it's East Wagga having a week off, I mean, it's really the conversation piece for everyone else at the pub and, you know, reading the paper and watching the news and all that sort of stuff, because it doesn't matter. You just got to get there, you got to switch on, and like I said, it's all about that first contest, getting your hands on the footy, and then away you go.
Wes, how much more potential do you guys have to reach from the qualifier to be able to match East Wagga on the weekend?
Tons. Tons. We're nowhere near the side we're halfway through the year. We're just, skills are letting us down, maybe older bodies, but you know, it's one game away from finding some form and starting well. Starts are hopeless. We've got a lot to work on, and it could be just poof. It all just magically happens on the day, and that's probably what we need, I think.
And now, did you think you stepped up again another level when you played the Jets?
No, I don't. Nothing against them. It was a battle. It wasn't. I watched the game. It wasn't pretty. Skills weren't where they need to be. So, yeah, we're going to step up a lot. They're pretty classy.
And who are their danger men that you need to shut down, do you think?
Everyone. Like, Gout, he's unstoppable. You've got to stop it going in there. He doesn't miss. But we talk about their midfield, but your backline's just as good. They're just everywhere. There's no weak links. They're all fit, fast, strong, and talented footballers. So we've just got to be one-on-one and just try and match them everywhere.
And Dean Pound, how much of an asset has he been?
Yeah, he's always an asset. He's a gun, big, mobile. Puts him through the big sticks, so yeah, he's a good asset and he's just good for the vibe of the team as well.
Where's you going to play Saturday?
Yeah.
You're good to go?
100%.
What about the other blokes who might have been carrying injuries? Are you confident you go in full strength?
I think they're alright. I didn't go train Tuesday, been at physio and whatnot, but what I hear, it's pretty light on this week. I don't think we're doing much, just a recovery. But I'm assuming everyone's right to go.
Are you any risk, or do you think it's a risk if any of those other blokes like Brandon didn't play last week, and I guess Dean's only had the one game? And
I think Brandon maybe is a bit iffy. I think he's got a spasm in his hemi or nerve, something of the sort. But he's a good guy. He'll make the right call. He won't play. He pulled out last minute last week, so he'll pull out again if he needs to. If not, he'll play.
And Wes, you asked, the pundits, you asked the experts, you asked yourself. I think you'd by the way you've been talking, you'd say East Wagga are overwhelming favourites. Given that's the case, maybe a lot of people didn't think you'd be there on the big day. Are the shackles off? Can you just play without that pressure?
They've got to be. There's always pressure, but the boys should be going with that mindset. We've got nothing to lose. I think the club's proud of us for making it. Been maybe 2 years ago, and last year's a bit of a disappointment, injuries and whatnot, but look, they should go in the mindset, club's proud, give it your all, and see what happens. Like I said, anything can happen.
And Gav, your lineup, any changes to the side that did the job against the Blues?
Yeah, Brenton Roberts won't play. He had a pretty serious shoulder injury, so he had surgery on Monday, so he's wandered down in a sling. But we sort of knew that pretty much from the Saturday, so in some ways that was helpful to know, rather than trying to muck around with boys sort of late. So yeah, we've got 3 or 4 boys that have been busting their backside, obviously, to try and take that spot for the last couple of weeks, and no doubt we'll have to try and make a decision on that tonight.
And who's probably the front runner, or have you sort of, you may be going towards one of those options in particular, or you just no closer?
Oh yeah, look, we're pretty close. I mean, at this stage it'll be, it depends what we decide we want to go in with. If we want to go in with a tall utility, well, it'll be Blake Aitching there. If you want some more run and carry and some good voice, it'll be Scott Burge. If you want, someone else to run around up forward, it'll be James Hodges. Or if we just want, a good hard straight out of backman, it'll be Kate Robotham. So, compared to where we were this time last year, it's a nice spot to be in, to be able to go, okay, how do we want to approach the game, and we've got a fit soldier to go into that spot.
Is that a decision you'll make tonight, or you'll leave it as late as you can until opening bounce? No,
we'll probably make that tonight. You want to give the boys a chance. I mean, it's not. It's more the, just confirming the game style that you want to go in with, I suppose. Those boys have trained hard. They know that there's 4 blokes, 1 spot. So, they've been there half an hour early and half an hour late. They all want that spot. God bless them, and they all deserve it. But only one of them is going to get a chance to wear the brown and gold on Saturday.
And obviously, Hully, he's been, really a revelation. His breakout year, obviously picking up that best and fairest. What's that done to his confidence going into this one?
Yeah, look, it was perfect for him. I mean, not necessarily just to go into this week, but it's just good. I mean, the fellow, I don't know if you all remember, but he was a young fella in the 17s only 3 or 4 years ago, who sat on the bench and didn't really get much game time. He's gone to Canberra because he showed a bit of potential being a big bloke. He grew enormously. He's had his hips shaved, bones in his hips shaved. He's had significant knee dramas just because of the amount of growth he went through over an 18-month period. And that fell into going to Canberra, and he got a bit too big. Spent too much time in the gym and not enough time running around, but that caused a lower disc issue. So he had surgery in January last year, and we played him round 1 last year against Temora, and the bloke couldn't bend over. But he's pretty mentally strong, and he knows exactly where his body's at and what he has to do, and he knew he could get through. So for him to fight through that, he didn't miss a game last year. He's done a full pre-season, and we talked about a few things early in the year that we wanted from him to try and get him to the next level, and he bought into that beautifully, and God bless him, he got the result that he deserved. But I think, as you saw him say, mate, he's happily hand that one over for another one on Saturday.
Gav, Hully's a great story, and you've probably got a heap of great stories at East Wagga. How come a media ban in grand final week?
There's no media ban, mate. I mean, we're not an AFL club, we're a community footy club, and if our players aren't wanting to talk to or see their names in the paper in the lead up to a grand final, God bless them, and I fully support them in their diligence in their preparation. So I think, yeah.
I've asked a few who said they were happy to do something, but then came back and said that they've been told not to by the club. Are you saying that that's not true?
I've told them to prepare the best they possibly can, and they don't need to talk to the media this week if they don't want to. If they come back to people and say, as I've said, well, good, I've got big broad shoulders, I'll wear that conversation, if that makes it easier for them to get off the phone. But,
So you haven't put up a Facebook message to the group saying go out of your way to avoid media this week?
Oh, mate, whatever's on our Facebook page is our private information and the business of nobody else, mate, so simple as that.
Well, as a coach, I suppose, and I know you've often talked about the club and players having a responsibility to the history of the club, and even blokes who wear the numbers have got a responsibility to that club, and blokes have won it before, and that club and that footy ground and the game is bigger than the individuals.
Absolutely.
Do you think that it's a disservice to the footy community and the East Wagga, I guess the casual observers or the fans who aren't in the inner sanctum, to think that they don't get any build-up to this grand final?
Oh, look, I can't comment on what other people do, mate. I mean, I think, for 3 years, East Wagga's been an outstanding servant of supporting and promoting the competition in the league, making players available, following up players when media aren't able to get hold of them, and giving them good encouragement to be involved. So if over a 2-day period they choose they don't want to and want to focus on themselves, I think they deserve the respect to be able to do that.
It's not do you think it's a sign of, I don't know, is it a little bit of a hangover from losing 2 grand finals in a row?
We're very well prepared. We can't wait for Saturday.
What's the buzz around Coleambally like?
Good. Yeah, it's good. It's grand final, be buzz around any club. It's exciting. A fair few boys have never been all the way, so in a grand final. So it's up and about. Should be up and about tonight, and just try and relax and just embrace it, enjoy it, and bring your best, and hopefully the best is enough.
It's a new rivalry in the football, and it's a grudge match in A-grade netball, with defending champs North Wagga again taking on CSU. The Bush Sows are in all 4 grades again, taking on the Jets in A Reserve and B grade and Barellin early in the day. But the big one is at 1:45 p.m. when the Saints and Sows go head to head for the 3rd year in a row.
Kristen, how are you feeling lining up this year? You're not on crutches like you were last year. Is it better preparation for you?
It is, yeah. No, we've been pretty lucky with injuries this year, so we're all going in fairly fresh. So, yeah.
How do you go in this year compared to last year in terms of thinking about, not thinking about last year's result? Going in obviously as a side that lost last year's grand final and North Wagga are the defending premiers. Does that change your approach at all?
Not really. We're pretty happy to go in the underdogs, to be honest. We've got sort of half a new team again this year, so I suppose preparation's been a little bit different. But we're still playing a pretty similar North Wagga side, so nothing too much change as far as prep goes.
And now last year it was pretty goal for goal towards the end there, and a bit tense. Is that something you're hoping to try and avoid this year, obviously?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the thing about North Wagga is they tend to get a pretty good start on us in most of the games, so we want to try and avoid that this year instead of playing chase-ups. So we've been working on a few things to avoid that happening.
And how do you come out early and be able to combat a side like North Wagga and get on top of them right off the bat?
Yeah, I think it depends on the warm-up. We've got to do a really good warm-up and sort of switch on, get around each other, sort of talk each other up, that sort of thing. So we're nice and awake by the time we get on, because we just can't afford to fall behind against such a strong team. So yeah.
You had a win over the mid-season, didn't you? But then they won the last round of the major semi. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we beat them in the first game, which is a fairly tight match, and then they got away again with that sort of good start, and we played catch up. So we got close to them again in the last quarter. We want to try and get rid of that habit and start off strong.
Ruby Porter's the league medalist for them. How good's she been, and how hard is she to sort of come up against the shooters?
Yeah, she's an absolute star. We're a bit upset. She's a first-year uni student that we didn't get her. I don't know how we missed her, but she's a gun. So she'll definitely be a presence on Saturday.
You go.
You're a slightly different side too. You've got a few different players this year to last year's lineup.
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
So we've got a couple of nice young tall girls, which is good for a change. Hayley Fairless and Sarah Hooper are some really good pickups for us. Again, they're first year uni students, and we've just been lucky to score them. They've got a lot of talent. They move really well, and it's sort of watching them, you'd think they've played together for a while, but so they'll be a force on Saturday.